Midnight, a quiet medieval village. The church bell begins to toll. 1, 2, 3, until it reaches 12. But on some nights, the bell rings once more, a 13th strike, and legend says those who hear it vanish before dawn. This is the story of the clock that struck 13. In the late 1400s, a stranger appeared in a German village. No one knew his name. He spoke little, worked only by night, and wore a long black cloak. But he was a master of his craft. The man was a clockmaker, an artist of gears, iron, and shadow. Soon he built the most extraordinary tower clock the villagers had ever seen. Its face gleamed above the rooftops. Its chimes echoed perfectly on the hour. They called it a miracle of timekeeping. Yet the clockmaker left a warning. He whispered that sometimes, at midnight, the clock would not stop at 12. On rare nights, it would strike 13. He begged them never to listen. Of course, his warning only made them curious. One winter's night, a group of men stayed awake in the square, determined to hear the forbidden toll. The bell rang as usual, 10, 11, 12, and then one more. The 13th strike rang out, deep and hollow, shaking the stones beneath their feet. The next morning, the men were gone, their homes empty, their beds untouched. There were no footprints in the snow, no signs of struggle. They had simply vanished. Whispers spread quickly. At first, people thought it was coincidence, but then more villagers disappeared, whole families lost after hearing the 13th toll. Some said ghostly figures were seen wandering the streets during the bell's ringing. Others claimed the sound opened a doorway to another world. Fear consumed the town. At night, doors were bolted shut. Children covered their ears when the bell chimed. The clock tower, once a symbol of pride, had become a thing of dread. Centuries later, historians and storytellers still wonder what really happened. The curse? Many believed the clockmaker had made a pact with the devil, and the 13th toll was the price of his bargain. The mechanism? Some suggest hidden gears triggered the extra strike only on certain nights, though no one ever discovered how. The portal. Some say the sound was not of this world, that the toll itself was a vibration opening a passage between realms. The missing villagers weren't killed, they were taken elsewhere. The hoax. Skeptics argue that the disappearances were kidnappings or murders, and the 13th toll was just superstition to cover darker crimes. But no matter the explanation, one thing was certain: the vanishings were real. Then, one night, the clock chimed 13, and the clockmaker himself was gone. His workshop was found abandoned, tools scattered, blueprints unfinished, the fire cold. The villagers, terrified, tore down the clock. They buried its gears deep in the earth, sealed in iron chests so that no one could ever rebuild it. The tower still stands today, but its bell has never rung again. Yet some say that on certain nights, if you walk past the ruins at midnight, you can still hear it faintly in the distance. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 13. So what do you think? Was the clock cursed? Or was it something far stranger, an invention too powerful, too dangerous for the world to keep?